am the host.
You were the host.
We've done this bit before. This is not funny anymore.
Okay.
We've done this joke already.
Anyways.
This is...
Hello, I'm your host, Aileen Nguyen.
You've done this exact bit in like episode...
This is my co-host...
5?
Jacob Limon.
I think it was episode 5 that you did this. No, it must have been 4, actually.
We're very happy to have you here on our show. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'd like to point out that this is episode 8 of the Thanks for Watching show. Thank you for listening to the Thanks for Watching show.
We had kind of another name for it, but...
You can't remember it.
I can't remember it.
She came up with an imaginary name,
tragic.
never told me, and it's like, hey, what's this name I came up with but never told you? And so, yeah.
I'm very sad.
You know what? We're not gonna beat the... Oh, wait, there was another name. There totally was another name. I think we discussed names before we started doing this podcast.
Well, I wouldn't know, so...
Now, the point is that the first point I want to make is that Aileen is a terrible co-host.
I'm a great co-host.
You are generally, but right now you're terrible, and you want to know why? Because Aileen is playing Hearts. I say, hey, let's go ahead and...
I already said that. Okay, let's go.
You know, I say, oh, you know what I want to do is we're gonna do a podcast. She says okay. She goes to the bathroom. She comes out. She's in the middle of a Hearthstone match. She has no control over herself at all. Just clearly, she has a problem.
I don't. I'm just bored. Okay, this podcast is pretty interesting, but it really isn't right now because we've just talked about nothing.
This is all we talk about. Don't you know? This is why people listen. People like to talk about us talking about making the podcast.
Okay, anyways, I won the game, so
now you
Alright, it's time to actually do the show.
Hold on, we're blowing out the mic.
No.
You know what? For the first, we're using Mark's mic. I fixed Audacity, and right now I'm learning that wow, this mic does an amazing job at picking this up.
It's great.
In fact, I have to push the mic away for the first time in my life.
What if you're pushing too far? Now they can't hear us. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh no.
In fact, all I'm doing is keeping us from blowing out the mic. So just just vaguely face the mic and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Now, I started into a tangent before this show started, so we already shot ourselves in the foot a little bit.
Okay, so how do you like that cheesecake we had this morning?
We didn't have cheesecake. What? Why would anyone have cheesecake in the morning? I'm not listening to you. So,
anyways.
I was telling her, you gotta look directly at the mic because I was thinking that this is a more sensitive mic, but Mark was happy enough to set it into the correct mode for the two of us. So that's wonderful. But the point is that there's an interesting thing you have to worry about as a person who stares at a mic is that you can't actually stare at the mic, because it's too close to your face. So what'll happen is that your eyes will focus on like the grits in the mic, and your eyes start to hurt, and because everything's just blurry and you're kind of cross-eyed.
I don't know if I sympathize with that.
So you have to that's why I look at the screen pretty much the entire time. In fact, wait, that reminds me. I need to turn away the screen from Aileen.
But it's so interesting.
Because Aileen still has that problem.
I can make the bars go up and down.
Right, and that's far too much power to put in your hands.
But how do I know how loud I am? I gotta monitor myself. And now I can't see how loud I am.
This reminds me, I'm thinking of doing radio over the summer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What show will you just continue your usual show?
No, I won't. I'm not interested in games anymore, really, honestly. I'll probably do something about Disneyland history, because that's something I'm much more passionate and knowledgeable about.
Also,
there's a lot going on right now. This is a volatile time to be alive in Disney parks history. It looks like we've got a whole new Eisner Pressler set of years, which...
Pressler?
No one, not even the person sitting next to me knows what I'm on about right now.
Yeah,
so that's some really geeky. He was okay. You know how Bob Chapek is the guy that's in charge of Disney parks. Pressler is the same. Pressler wasn't from brand. He wasn't dipped out of marketing, but he was dipped out of finances. So Pressler was all about sponsorship and cheapness and cutting corners. But Eisner was all about getting big and making profits. So there was kind of a balance there. Chapek is unchecked right now, which is why they keep slashing budgets for all their projects they've been doing in DCA lately.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, because they keep cheaping out. I mean, they gave up and used a different paint on the bottom half of the Tower of Terror, and then they
like
stopped.
It looks like they just kind of slightly painted over it.
And in some parts, they literally did not paint. Actually, it's
weird.
It's funny. You can see the lower, because they started from the top of the tower, the renovations. So you can actually see where they kind of gave up. You can physically see where they stopped putting in as much effort, and they just figured, it's good enough.
It's a shame because the tower would have looked pretty nice if they just painted it all.
It would have looked a little
consistently.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
now
not
it's
sure.
It's just kind of weird.
Now, so are we gonna do this? Are we gonna talk about the Tower of Terror now? I mean, this is something that I feel like I've gone to each of my family members individually, just a little bit, my thoughts, just giving a peek of the uneasy feelings that I have. However, let me start off with saying that I feel like as the weeks have gone on, maybe this is Stockholm syndrome talking, but I feel excited for this, actually. You were kind of very, negative about it, actually.
No, I wasn't. I was like, yeah, I think it'll be okay.
No.
You're just judging it before it even comes out. That was my initial thought.
Right. Well, of course, because where's the fun in not? There's all we have right now.
All I hear is complaints from people and it's not fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, people take it too far. I've seen on a lot of forums where people just obsess over it. I don't get it. You're gonna get people are mad that it's not better than the tower. I get that notion a little, but it's people need to let it go.
You don't know that. Like you
said, you don't even know it.
It seems fun, they have pop music playing while you're in the ride. It would be kind of more like this fun thing than a scary or thrilling kind of thing,
Right. In fact, this is to everyone who is antsy. You are fine being antsy, but this is to everyone who hates this from the get-go and is obsessed. Get over it. Get over it. It's gone. You know what? It had 13 years, actually. In fact, it just turned 13 last week. That's kind of a sad footnote, is that it didn't make it to its 13th. I mean, could you imagine if instead there's an alternate universe,
fun.
Yeah, where they kept the tower, where Chapek wasn't in charge, and they didn't decide to swap it out for merchandise. I mean, look, I'm going to enjoy the new ride, but let's all face it what it is. This is a merchandise selling brand,
they might. I'm wondering if they might make a reference to the old tower in one of their dialogues.
No.
No? You don't think they do that?
Dear, they put this together in 6 months. I mean,
that's right. That was a pretty short job.
This was a 6-month turnover as far as the putting physical construction, which means I give it only an equal 6 months in planning. And I think it was actually only I think employees really only started to know about it 4 months before it happened, I'd say.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cast members, you mean?
Yeah, so I would say I would put it in it's only had a full year of development, which, wow, that's quick, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to set. I mean, I can't complain about something being not gone for that. That's supposed to be the happy bit to this, but
right, that it's being up so quick.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, you can see where they decided to use cheaper paint halfway down the building. It's like there's something.
Well, it's like the tower stayed the same on the bottom, but they just painted over it.
Well, and the backside, might I add. The backside's the exact same cream and purple palette. It's weird, and because the front is mostly red, but the backside is this cream thing. It looks just like how it used to.
Purple?
Yeah, with a purple trim. It's got a purple trim. It feels like it wants you to. It's doing everything in its power to make you think of the old tower. It really is.
They have projections now, though.
We don't know that yet. We only know the only projections we have are green and orange.
Which I think isn't the final product.
No, yeah, I would hope not. But then again, they've slashed the budget on this already. We never know.
Oh no, that looks too awful for them to really keep.
First off, the old tower didn't look that great. I want to get that out there. I know that a lot of people say this looks like an eyesore, but the other one was ugly on purpose. I mean, maybe
it's like a burnt a hotel.
Yeah, it's like purple
tower.
on the outside, and it was purple all night long. Now, I mean, yeah, that's on purpose, and sure, whatever, but I mean, every time I see someone call this new tower ugly, yes, it is. And I don't know if that's a good thing or I don't know if that's better or worse if it's accidentally ugly or
I mean,
to
I
some,
kind of like the color
or
scheme.
universally. Well, because it was
I
very...
like that blue and red, that's going on.
I do too,
And
but it's
little, like,
only on like 30% of the
stuff.
building.
I know, that's a shame. Like, it's not consistent throughout, so you don't have this pretty, nice building. It's just kind of like the top is nice.
Might I add, there's also down the building, like 2/3 in, not even halfway down, there's just a giant black stripe. Featureless. In fact, you know why they painted it black? Is because the fire escape to the top, engine rooms that are in the top of the building, it's still there. It's just painted black, so that way you hope you don't notice. See, because back then when they constructed the tower, it's supposed to look like a hotel. So a fire escape running down the front of the hotel, didn't really raise anything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but to cover it up, they just painted the whole strip black, and it looks really weird because it's in this 30% part where it's really nice and colorful. Like, it's got these vibrant reds and blue pipes. Oh, might I add, they actually added the pipes, and then they didn't bother to connect them down to the bottom. I'm pretty sure the concept artwork had the pipes, like, connected back into the building. But if you walk onto Harbor Boulevard, none of the pipes are connected to anything. And even if that is in the concept artwork where the pipes aren't connected to anything,
it doesn't look good.
It still looks stupid. Like, why? Then it's like really needless. It's like something like a middle schooler puts on a building, like in their design book, because it needs. Like, they don't know how to make a good shape of a building, or they need to make it look special, so they just put pipes. All right, I'm looking at the picture right now. Yeah, see, they have the blue pipe connecting into the building. All the pipes connect in, and
right, like, it looks natural. It's not just a truncated pipe.
Right. I mean, this still looks awful, but
I don't know. The concept art kind of looks nice. Like, it still has this burnt look, so it seems like that's what they were going for at the start, which I don't like. But like, it's kind of pretty. Like, it has this nice gradient of red and orange and blue.
Right. Oh, by the way, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times can I say I'm really being really unprofessional right now. Jeez. Okay, this isn't funny anymore. Oh, whoa. After burp hiccup. Jeez. Oh.
Wow, this is disastrous. Do you want to end the podcast now?
I kind of wonder. There's this giant black stripe. If for those of you who've seen the tower and haven't seen it recently, it's right. You know how there's like a weird, awkward space, but like there's 3 elevator chutes that you see the windows open and stuff, and there's this weird, awkward space. Like you have 1 and 2 right next to each other, and there's a space, and then the third one. Well, that's where the black stripe is in that space, because again, fire escape, and. Honestly, at this point, looking at this concept art, I think they're trying to make it look like 2 separate towers, like a little one and a big one, to try and make it look radically different. And against a black background, yeah, that looks pretty effective. But it's like they forgot that when you have it in the theme park, there's the sky, and that the black doesn't blend in with it the majority of the day. I don't think that was
the intention.
Why?
As you see here in this concept art, it's not black. Yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know. Maybe they just realized it's cheaper if we paint the whole thing black in that weird center.
I have no idea.
It's mind-boggling. Like they can't pick a certain direction. It's weird. Now here's the scale model that I originally saw way back when. Now fortunately, the real thing looks a lot less spray painted. I have to say, and I'm very fortunate for that. But. Man, I don't know. We got. There's definitely some sad. This whole thing kind of makes me sad. I mean, I'm also very excited.
I think it's okay. I think you're just nitpicking.
Am I though? Because you were the first one to bring up. Wow, there's a giant black line down the center.
Was I?
Yes, you were.
I thought that was you.
No. Because I didn't notice it in any of the concept art, and so once you pointed out, you're like, "Oh, geez, what's with that?"
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird, especially in this picture.
Yeah, because it's very clear that it's like they really are. They didn't finish it, you know?
Right, like they just decided we're just gonna leave this black.
You know, and in the original tower, it had a front-facing heavy design, while the back didn't have anything. But now it's even worse because they had like 5 bazillion pipes to the front.
Right.
You know, I don't know. So I'm very excited for it. I know that sounded like a lot of nitpicking cynicism, but I want my tower ride back. That's what I want. And you know what? I saw this segues perfectly into our next talking point, which is that we saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and that made me personally more excited because, man, I love those characters. I really do. They're love
fun.
They're pure fun. You know, the Avengers, we were talking about this, the Avengers are stupid because, you know what, they're broody and they're jerks and they don't like each other. And I thought that's cute for the first movie, and the second movie, that's grating. The whole bit of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is that they're like a family. You know what? I loved that. They say that multiple... You know, and even if when they have petty personal drama, they come through because, you know what? It's like they actually have an actual bond. And it's wonderful. It's so pleasant to watch.
You're right. It's like, yeah, we hate each other, and like we're gonna squabble.
But they say it literally a couple times.
Right,
like,
but it's like we're family. Yeah, that's what family does. Is they fight.
And you know what? There was one. The whole thing was wonderful. It was such fun, and even the villain, I thought was pretty wonderful. I thought this whole porcelain doll like collection kind of thing. I loved it. I loved that they made that aesthetic work. And it's weird, like, you know, this is like, the last movie had a problem where the villain was not a funny villain. You know what I mean? Like, he was a very serious, he didn't fit the tone. Like, that was the one talking point my mother gave from the first film, is that I don't like all this alien stuff. Because they were trying to set up Infinity War at the same time, with Thanos and whatever stuff. I don't know about all that. I don't know who Purple Darkseid is. He just, to me, I'm probably offending people who like think Thanos is a big deal, but I'm sorry. To me, he will always just be lamer Purple Darkseid. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. You can't. Anyways, moving on. In this movie, light spoilers. Heavy spoilers actually. Turn this off. We're not worth listening to it. All right, you've all been warned. So the hero, the villain ends up being his hero is the dad. No, the dad is the villain, and
his biological dad.
Yeah,
that's funny. And then his adoptive father is like the hero.
Right. Well, I saw that coming a mile away. Even the movie telegraphs it to you, but they let you on the ride, and it's great because. They don't let you in that they're in on the joke that, you see it miles away until he starts explaining his entire backstory, which I have to say is the funniest, like, pull the rug out from under you, because I totally wasn't expecting him to go full-on evil Casanova. Like, I love the fact that that he literally shows that he was hiding part of his little porcelain doll marionettes to show him making out with, like, everything. Like, that was the funniest, and the fact that basically that all those caves of hordes were all his children, because he's a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
And it
well, I think that's beyond deadbeat.
Well, yeah, that's like a whole step above. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess most deadbeat dads don't try mass genocide.
Abduct their children and kill them.
Scorched earth policy until you conquer the universe. Was his dad Jeff Bridges? I think his dad was Jeff Bridges.
I don't know who Jeff Bridges is.
He's the guy from Tron.
I don't know what Tron is.
Like, the Tron sequel.
Right, I never watched Tron.
Here, get on to that. Yeah, the Tron sequel that came out recent, that was a sequel, like, that took place in real time, so it was like a sequel set, like, 30 years, and Jeff Bridges is old, but there's also younger copy version of Jeff Bridges. So you have evil Jeff Bridges and Obi-Wan Jeff Bridges. In that film.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just Google search, was Jeff Bridges in Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Let's see.
Or who was his dad in
Sylvester Stallone. Kurt Russell.
Who was his dad?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it turns out I don't know what Jeff Bridges looked like, clearly. Well, here, so, here's Kurt Russell.
I didn't know Stallone was in the movie.
Now, what do you mean? Stallone was like the guy that was like, you didn't have to disappoint us, you know? like to the blue guy. Like that. Like, how did you not pick up that was Sylvester? That was really distracting. I haven't seen him in years. Me. Oh, I guess. I mean, I saw him in the what's it called? In what's the Expendables? Yeah, that's it. So
I didn't know he's so X.
Well, he's got to have something to do. I mean, eventually they go. All these old actors go to like an old folks' home and they continue to act in other things.
I see.
And make very obnoxious
what
cameos.
A life.
Well, no. So yeah, Kurt Russell was okay. That's interesting. Now look up Jeff Bridges for me, please, and tell me that when you add a beard to Kurt Russell, that you get Jeff Bridges. You really do.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
You know, this is a terrible medium for talking about this stuff.
Why? I just need to know.
We're getting very visual.
See what
Bridges,
I mean?
And then
He looks like Kurt Russell with a beard if you make him older. See, put a beard and it's hard to tell because he has the same kind of hair. You see what I mean?
Hey,
like give
Kurt
him a full
Russell
beard.
kind of reminds me of my grandpa.
What? Okay, dear.
Except if he were Asian. You know, it's kind of like that, like, general facial structure.
Yeah, I get it.
And then maybe if he had, like, a hat.
That looks like a lot of the Asian politicians that run for office around here, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they have that same kind of broad facial structure. I guess it's a sign of power or something. I don't know. I'm reading way too much into it.
Sign of power. That's how they get in.
Yeah, it's it's not their community outreach or their dedication to the lives of the citizens they serve. It's because of their jawline. So we give 5 thumbs up to the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. A whole lot of fun the whole way through, and a huge cast, and everything was funny in this movie.
We're not sponsored. We wish we were.
No,
then we wouldn't be poor college students.
Hey, let's talk about this, actually. You know, I would never take a brand buyout from Disney. I'm going to be straight up. A lot of people that know me would go, why not? Wouldn't it be cool to be on Disney's payroll? No. You want to know why? Because I wouldn't be able to say whatever I wanted about their bad decisions. And Disney makes bad decisions like a good 50% of the time, historically.
Wait, didn't you say you would censor yourself just in case you wanted to get hired by them?
On my writing, but how are they going to find my podcast? Oh, you know?
You know, I don't know about that. So you think because the writing's more accessible, then...
Yeah, because the writing you can skim.
That's not...
You can't... I mean, I didn't start trash talking Disney until 20 minutes into the podcast.
What if they have this super advanced skimming technology for...
You know what? If they had that, they wouldn't be making cartoons. they'd be welcoming our robot overlords into the higher upper echelons of society.
I mean, that's what the animatronics are. They're just setting up camp.
They're hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
You know, one of the weeks we were there, actually the last time we were there, because it was a nightmare, Jack Sparrow actually was on their payroll and decided to hang out in the ride all day long.
Yeah, we didn't see him, though.
They did a little film thing. I saw it on Facebook later.
Film thing?
Yeah, they filmed it, and they, for their promo reel, basically. Just to be like, hey, we did this wacky thing in Disneyland, you know, because Facebook video material. The longer that they can keep their Facebook videos rolling around, those Facebook videos are now a really good way of advertising. I've been noticing that. Yeah,
especially the food ones.
Yeah,
I see
Disney
a lot.
bought out the pancake market. Have you seen that?
Pancake market.
Yeah, the pancake art. So that it started out.
Oh, I see.
For only a month.
What do you mean bought out?
Those were the only videos have been the Disney sponsored ones that I've seen come up through my friends.
I haven't seen them at all.
You don't have
But
friends.
the ones that I do see aren't Disney. They're just like general, we're doing art.
Oh no. I see entirely Disney through my friends.
Well, that's because you have Disney friends.
I don't though.
Your friends like Disney.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know what to say, but I'm saying is that they've bought out people. They've bought out people who make pancake art for a living.
Well, yeah, they see, okay, this is what's trending, let's do that.
So it's like, you have this whole new form of sponsorship through Facebook videos.
Yeah, it's weird.
Bizarre.
Like, you see cooking videos, and they might be, like, at the end, they're, like, from McCormick,
Oh, no, I haven't seen... Oh, you know what? My cooking
They're
video.
just from like.
I've seen a good half
companies.
of cooking videos based on Disney things, actually, as well.
Wow.
Aside from pancakes.
You're really Disney-fied.
I don't mean it. You know what? Maybe it does, because I
probably looked through your.
a long time ago, I probably liked a bunch of Disney
history.
stuff. I know I liked Disney, Pixar, Disneyland. Those are basically the 3 things I think I have left in my likes list. I don't know.
That explains it.
Don't dig through my like list. It probably has a lot of stupid things in it. I mean, not really, but I mean, it has things that I probably don't like, is the more accurate thing to say.
Speaking of which, have you made your Facebook private?
No, why?
You don't?
What?
Wow, you're a liability. What am I doing here with you?
What do you mean? Wait, no, wait, actually you're right. I can only be seen by friends? I think so, yeah.
They have a little thing where you can see how people see your profile.
I can't be picked up from Google if that's what you're asking. You
I'm
have to
just
search my name.
asking if people can like see what you do or what you like on your profile.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I made my Facebook a long time ago, but I remember I was very protective of that sort of thing. Why? So what? They know that I like Disneyland. I mean, my profile picture has been teacups for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
We need to take another picture. So I just remembered, like, I've taken the same picture from the same angle in front of the Haunted Mansion, originally by myself, or kind of with my sister, way back when, in middle school. Yeah. And then I took it with
Did you ever show
freshman
me that?
year. Yeah, I have. Because I went, oh, this picture we took is just like the picture. That's the one where you make the face that you hate.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I love it because it's like your worst. It's for once a picture that you took that was bad, but you didn't do it on purpose. When you take as many bad pictures as you do on purpose, I have to take every victory that I get.
I guess I'm just trying to compensate for, like, I can't take a bad picture if I do it by myself, if I do it on purpose.
You can't accidentally take a bad picture.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what, I'm gonna set that up, I'm gonna crop that photo again and set it up as my profile
I don't like
again.
it.
I love it. It's hilarious. 'Cause you look,
it's only hilarious to
you
you.
look anticipated and excited at the same time. You're like, ah! That's what you look like in that picture.
Why don't you just put the one from, like, Splash Mountain? That makes sense to everyone.
Why? Because you're just screaming. That's not funny. I mean,
But you liked it.
Well, I did it more because I was like, "Oh!" in it. Wow.
Yeah, that was a nice face you made.
You know what?
Did you blow out the mic?
Yeah, I didn't blow it out. Let me clarify that. I say that in exaggeration, but this mic is not blown out. Otherwise, it would not be picking us up very well.
Yeah.
But yes, I did make a terrible noise that filled the whole bar with blue for a good second.
Is that why you won't let me look at it?
Yes, because you'll do stuff like that, and you'll hurt everyone's ears. Although that's probably what I do.
I mean, you could just put in advisory that we're loud.
I think everyone that knows me personally doesn't need an advisory for that. So let's talk more about Disneyland, because some interesting things have happened.
No, dearie. You'll spoil everyone with your radio.
No. What are you talking about?
Like, when you do your show, they'll already have heard everything that you have.
No, it'll be about up-and-coming stuff. It's not going to be... This is my personal podcast. I talk about things from my personal perspective. Because I don't have any... Okay, when I do radio, I have a narrative voice to maintain, You can't just... It's not Jake LaMotte. Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's Jake LaMotte presenting something.
Yeah.
I
mean, everyone has that kind of thing.
And here, you and me are just talking. And we're just talking about stuff that we think about and talk about and that happens to us, That's what this show is about, and that's why this show works. Because every time, like, it's different. I mean, it's not better, it's not worse, it's different.
It never improves. We should just call it the never improving show.
The point is that nothing is ever better than anything that... This is as good as it gets, folks. No, so
then why don't we have consistent views over all the episodes?
Because I don't promote us, and I don't want people to listen to this. Why would I want people to listen to this?
What's the point of making the show then?
People, why are you listening to us? Please, tell me. You know, I kind of hope
Yeah,
people
please
press
send us a
play
letter.
and get bored. I
Please
kind of
write
hope
in.
that's what happens. I'm afraid some of you might actually be listening, honestly. And I've had a couple people subscribe to my SoundCloud. Why? I want. Please
subscribe
You know what?
back.
I'm very glad. Yeah, I'm hoping it's that. But if it's not, please come out of the woodworks and don't tell me why, but just say hi and know that I appreciate you. And also, why are you invested in my life?
I think no one's listening, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
you are speaking to a wall.
well, that's what I kind of liked about. See, with the radio, there's this dichotomy that because you're on public radio
Yeah.
and doing a talk show, no one's listening. Like, absolutely.
Well, especially now that our buses are running the radio, there might be quite a few people
Yeah,
listening
now it's
to you
completely
now.
shattered. Especially because it's at, my show was at rush hour, so people were getting on and off
nice.
class. Yeah, it was 4:30. Remember?
Huh. I don't remember the exact time, but wow.
Yeah, I had a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I do a talk show, and those are not, and those have to be in good times. Otherwise,
Right.
no one listens to a talk show at 2 a.m. Now, that's where they put the newbies for music shows are the graveyard shifts, because they have to fill the station, or else it's a pain in the butt to sign up. I mean, not really. It's all you have to do is go here. All right, let me give you a mock up. You have to go, and this is from like 3-year-old memory going on at this point, but you have to go.
2-year-old.
This is KUCI 88.9 FM signing off, dude. And then you have to do a whole bunch of paperwork.
Paperwork.
Oh, everything you do, it has some paperwork. I had to do paper. Do you not remember this?
I don't.
I mean, you used to sit with me. You would listen sometimes in, and sometimes
Yeah.
you would come in after, because I would do the guy's show after me. I would, I realized I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast. For strangers listening in, I did radio for a while, so that was fun. But anyways, there's your background info. So.
I mean, they probably picked that up.
Yeah, they probably
from the
picked that up.
context.
So, well, you should know that I'm radio because I do this thing called, for those of you who don't know, it's a great time waster. It absolutely is. And it also makes you sound way more professional and way more courteous than really you should
Right.
be. When honestly, if you weren't such a, the word is escaping me, but if you weren't a talentless hack, you could actually weave that in like effortlessly without having to go. For those of you who aren't familiar with, like, if you had any talent, you could figure out a billion ways to do that. But I do not. So I love that phrase. I probably said it every week in my radio show. No, every time I did anything. I mean, show ends, you got to write it down. Did you play anything? Did you play any public service announcements? No, because I run a talk show. To be fair, I had a lot less paperwork than most because I run a talk show. I don't have to play, and I wasn't at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, you have to put these views are not necessarily the views of KUCI that you are about to hear, blah, 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 and a bumper. You have to do that in a bumper at the top of every hour, no matter what. Mm-hmm. I was on at 4:30, so I get off and I only have to play the bumper that's already recorded on the next guy's show, because this guy this was the beer guy, so he'd been doing a show for so long that he knew the views expressed. He did that out of his own head, which I think I could too, because I've listened to it so many times. I mean, I think I basically nailed it actually when I did it here. I don't know. It's been 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 full years.
So, I don't know. I probably got it right. Yeah, there's paperwork. I mean, there's a lot of paperwork when you sign off, because that paperwork has to actually be sent to the FCC.
As a show or as a radio station?
No, as a radio station.
So you cannot, just stop being a radio.
You can, but you just have to file the paperwork.
Right. You can't just do it willy-nilly. You have to...
Exactly.
Fill in stuff.
There's a lot more. It's not just talking all day. I mean, that is basically what I did. But there is paperwork you have to do at the beginning and end of every show, basically. And that does not count as volunteer hours. It's just something you have to do, is paperwork. So that's the less glamorous side. I don't think I have ever told anyone that, actually. I think it's the first time I've talked about... I mean, that's not the fun, glamorous part of radio, you know?
Right, and no one really needs to know that until they, want to get in.
Yeah. I mean, that's fun. I wish that was a paying career, you know? I would like that.
Like, you mean a high income thing?
No, just an income thing at all.
I mean, people do make money off of the radio.
Yeah, but you have to, like, that's like an actor's thing. You gotta dedicate yourself and be poor for a while. I'm totally not into that.
Right.
At all.
So it's more of a hobby for you.
Oh, it's gonna forever be a hobby for me. I love doing it.
Would they let you do it after you graduated? Is that allowed?
Yeah, so I'd probably try and, I mean, that's the majority. I was one of the only 2, maybe 3 talk shows that were people that were still enrolled in UCI.
Huh.
Oh yeah, all the talk shows are by older people, way older people.
Right.
Probably some. I can't imagine some of them going to UCI at all. Like I can only imagine.
Or like enrolled in other colleges.
No,
maybe?
I can no. Well, what it is, I think they're from Orange County. KUCI is the only public radio on FM left. It really is. It's the only public radio on air in Orange County.
Interesting.
It is interesting, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that, but that was one of the first things I learned in the class is that there's just no public radio around here. You know? I mean, yeah, you have NPR, but that's not public. Like, you know, that's a national thing. You have no local... we are the only public local radio station.
What about the other colleges in our area?
I don't think they have the wattage. Do you know how much wattage you have to compete with to be a radio station?
What about, like, USC?
That's
like
in
they
LA.
have their own station.
That's in LA.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different county. I said in the county.
In the county, I see.
No, and I know, like, UC San Diego has, but they don't have huge... Like, LA, I think they have to compete as well. But you go a little farther south, you don't have to compete as much. In fact, that was a huge... our station almost ceased to be if it wasn't for this giant legendary fund drive. Because what happened is that another station upgraded, and it would have blotted us out.
Wow.
Well, because you really have to compete as far as how tall your tower and how large your wattage is.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to physically compete for air. For literal air space.
And I thought you were just, like, given it, and then, like, you could keep it, you know.
No, there's no dividing line of air. If you can afford to pump out air, and you're going to overtake.
Wow.
And we were going to be overtaken, and we either have to move, which is ridiculous, or there it goes, and move to some AM channel.
Yeah.
You know? Because we have an FM channel. Like, yeah, we're in the low 80s, but, I mean, we're in the upper 80s, but, I mean, we're still an FM channel. We're not AM radio, which then no one listens.
Right.
But yeah, they had to bump it up to 200 watts, I think it is, yeah, which is pretty heavy stuff. I mean, that's why you can hear it as far as you can. You can hear it a decent amount off campus.
Yeah.
Just enough, you know?
What do you mean just enough? Like, I could hear it, I think, from my hometown.
Are you serious? You could hear KUCI from your hometown?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I first listened to KUCI over the summer.
Wow,
You know,
that's an hour.
You know.
That's an hour away from the radio station. For those of you who are not familiar with the area, see what I mean? Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, that goes for like some of the other college radios as well. Like, you can hear those wherever you are, basically.
Well, USC has money. That's why. that makes complete sense to me.
Hey, so what funds KUCI?
They do, and the school a little bit, but never enough.
Right.
I mean, they're doing they're doing fund drives. It's fund drive season again. So they do it every couple years. You see,
So they take
more
donations.
dedicated. Yes, I mean it's brought to you by the UCI and viewers like you, or whatever, you know.
So is it like PBS where they give you like incentives for donating?
No, I mean yes, but nothing like PBS. We don't give you tote bags, and we definitely don't say viewers like you. We're kind of we're a more flippant PBS, I'd say. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Our show, it's literally anything goes as far. I mean,
Right.
They let, and you would have to give a potentially bad. The only thing they throw out are boring, and even then,
Boring?
yeah, like
What constitutes a boring?
unoriginal music shows. That's
Like what?
well,
Like, what music could you play, since you said that it can only be, like, niche, basically?
right. So if you do a niche, like, I guarantee you, if you do a heavy metal show, there's like 3 other heavy metal shows. I know there must be.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there's very common niche things.
So things that kind of overlap.
Right,
with existing.
exactly, yeah. You have to get your own unique edge to it. That's part of this application. I mean, that's why I went with video games and burgers, because I went, what do I talk about? I know. I'll pick 2 things.
And
I like
Disneyland
video
will be more
games, I like
far-reaching.
burgers. Yeah, Disneyland will do a lot better.
That'll be fun. You'll probably get a lot of people calling in.
You know, I honestly really want to do a burger review again, but I also am on a diet, and I can't do a burger a week. I can't. I
Well, what about as a special?
I mean,
You can't do a Disney
I might
burgers,
for old
but-
time's sake.
Yeah. Like,
But,
just a little callback.
You know, when I go out and get a new burger somewhere, I mean, I don't even go out and get burgers anymore, honestly. It's hard it's starting to, because back when I did burger reviews for all over, oh my gosh, you go to so many good burgers that it's hard to, it just, when you look at everything quantified in a number, everything's disappointing. So, you know what I go out when I go to a burger place, like I go, like Red Robin, I get a patty melt. Because a patty melt is delicious, no matter where you go. It's the same thing everywhere.
Right.
And it's almost universally unchanged, no matter where you go. And it's always delicious.
It's like a nice comfort food.
Right. So I don't even do burgers anymore, honestly, unless I know it's really good. Like, I go to a every time I go to Red Robin, I seriously do get a patty melt. Pretty much anywhere I go. I don't know. I can't do too many fries, but I can't pretend like that's not the reason that when I go to Red Robin it's to celebrate, to get some fries and their bottomless drinks. Well, you know,
those are good.
Yeah, because they have their own unique bottomless drinks. You can get a root beer float with bottomless. They have this raspberry cream soda and this orange cream soda that's good. They have this freckled lemonade that's good, and they had this.
Freckled.
Yeah, well, it's got like the little bits of strawberry in it. You know, it's freckled.
Strawberry lemonade.
Yeah. You know, this has been the most effortless podcast in a while, don't you think?
I mean, what podcasts have we had that's been full of effort?
I don't know, the last one, I feel like I guess it was hard to stay on track the last time. We're gonna get more guests on. I'm trying to get Mark back on because he has this outrageous story featuring the stupidest thing that I've ever heard of anyone doing. And no, he's
Tune in next time.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. Let me not put a cliffhanger on this. It's definitely stupider than anything I've ever done. It's involving all-you-can-eat sushi, and fill in the blanks, and it's excellent, especially when he tells it. Or really, when his girlfriend tells it. I gotta say, that was wonderful to hear it from the other end of the I told you so.
Right.
My God. I had to get her on the show just so she can tell it. My God, because he will do it no justice compared to her.
Well, yeah, because she's the one who's like actually cognizant.
Right, because she's the one that actually had a brain and got to watch. You know, she had dinner and a show basically.
Yeah. I don't know how much she enjoyed that though.
And then I want to get our good friend Darius, who is going to move in with us after the summer, because he has a great story, it turns out, about a near-death experience he had because he's far too subservient, and basically he stepped into a cab that wasn't a cab because the guy said, "Hey, you want to drive?" And I kid you not.
Hey, I'd want to drive.
You want to ride? My bad. Whatever. Ha 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 ha. Laugh at me. Why don't you? Thanks for being a wonderful.
Wait, isn't he supposed to tell the story?
All right, and that'll do it for episode 8 of the Thanks for Watching show. Thank you so much for listening and your patronage and
watching
such.
and
you know, I don't have a sign off. You know that?
Sign off.
Yeah,
Isn't that the sign off?
What is this? I mean, but then I say a bunch of crap afterwards. Sign off is supposed to be like, okay, and I'm done.
Oh yeah, why don't you just stop there then? Just say, I'm done. Okay, bye folks.
Because you know what? I can't end on something stupid like that. It has to end on something funny, which is why I keep talking, because usually you say something idiotic eventually. As basically, my sign off is waiting for you to say something stupid, and then we can end the podcast. Oh, great! Now you're not gonna talk, so now I got nothing. You know what? Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Goodbye.
We love you.
Why did you have to say more?